everybody, it's Davey from the 80s, and you are now entering the Cinema Chop Shop. So park your ass right there. And while you're there, don't forget to hit the like, the share, and the subscribe button down below. And also in the description, you will see a link. And if you click it, it will take you to my Patreon account. You can become a patron. All you have to do is click and subscribe. And you can help me create content. You can recommend movies or music for me to review. It's all up to you. Just hit me up. We'll talk. Now, with that being said, I am back at it again. I told you I was going to review season 2, and I am here. So we are looking at the Netflix series Slasher season 2. What year did season 2 come out? Hold on, let me check. What year did this come out? Slasher season. Oh, 2017. Okay. So Slasher season 2 came out in 2017. This one, like I said, I was wondering if they were going to go the anthology route, and they did. So now, again, we are stuck in kind of like the same maze, but this season lacks a lot that the first season had. Yes, it was entertaining, but it was very slow to start. There's a lot of world building. There's a lot of character development. Not really character development, but there's a lot of explanation that goes into this. And I guess it's because you're starting something from the middle, or you're starting something from a different point, and you're not really kind of starting it from the beginning. Or either that, or is it just because you're starting it and you're not really going all the way through, you're breaking it into chunks. So it kind of makes it feel at times like kind of a chore to watch. And then it has a lot of dialogue that kind of feels like, okay, we're here. All right, carry on, come on, keep it moving, right? That's what it feels like at times. This episode does feel like chunks of it are fillerish. The first 3 episodes, I'm not going to lie to you, the first 3 episodes, I really felt like I was in it just for the kills. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to keep it a buck. I'm keeping 100 at all times. I was really in the first 3 episodes for the kills, and if it wasn't going to pick up, I was going to fight it through to the end, but I was going to hate that shit in the process. And I don't want to watch a series and hate it going through. I felt that way at points with Lovecraft County or Country. You're watching it and you're just into it and you're just like, damn, like I'm kind of like in, I'm out, I'm in, I'm out, I'm in. Like, no, we're not. I don't want to do that. I want it to be like season 1 where I'm all in, like from day one, all in. I don't like watching something and feeling like, oh, I'm in, I'm out. Like I don't like that whole that feeling of just like, okay, I'm not dedicated to this series. And it's not that I'm not. I was interested in the series, and this series has that vibe. Like it's like a freaking it reminds me of I Know What You Did Last Summer mixed with Urban Legend. And those of you that are horror junkies, I like them figures in the back, you already know what I mean by that. If you've seen this season 2 and you've seen those 2 movies that I recommend, that I just mentioned right now, you know exactly where I'm going about it, right? It feels like those 2 things mixed together. Now, let's go into it. I know I kind of went on a rant, so let's go into the synopsis. There are 5 friends that took part in doing something really, really horrible when they were maybe younger. They were younger, like 5 years prior, all right? They are returning back to the scene where they did something horrible in order to, I guess, dispose of evidence that may or may not still be there. And what ends up transpiring after that is a series of unfortunate events that lead to a freaking crazy maniacal murderer coming out and slaughtering the group one by one. But it's set in the snow, in a snowy area where there's a blizzard taking place. So it's like the weather fluctuates and doesn't allow them to escape properly. So that's an obstacle, a naturalistic obstacle that's placed in front of them where they can't just run away and they can't just get away. Like it's more to it than that. And obviously it's a horror movie, so you know they're in a cell phone dead zone. The only problem that I have, like I said, with this show is that people make really stupid decisions and you're just like, yo, just stay in one spot. You stay in one spot, we won't have this problem. You know what I mean? But yet people keep leaving. People go out here and they go there and they do it for the most stupidest fucking reasons that you can think of, right? And you're just like, yo, like, was that really necessary? Like, I don't get. And then when you're really thinking about it, you're like, you know that there's a killer outside. There's a killer somewhere outside. All the murders that happen outside. They don't happen in the house. So why in the hell would you go outside in order to get away when when barely any of the murders happened in the house? Like the one happened. I'm not even going to get into it because that's a spoiler. But anyway, I digress. There's a lot of stupidity that happens in this, and I hate it because it makes the horror genre look dumb and cliche. Now, there's also another trend in the show that I kind of was. I've been noticing in the first season. I noticed that there was a lot of inclusiveness, and I'm going to use that term loosely. There's a lot of inclusiveness, and at first in the season one, it seemed natural. You know, okay, whatever. You know, but season two, when I seen it again, and I'm like, yo, like. Okay, is this like a trend going on? Like, is there a purpose to this? Is there an agenda with this? Because it's starting to seem kind of repetitive. And I mean, once you keep hitting on the same notes over and over and over again, you're kind of just sitting there like, all right, bro, like, what are you trying to tell me? Like, I get it. I mean, you want to do inclusiveness, fine, but at the same time, don't just sit here and just be like, yo, like, you know what I mean? Force it on you. It just really feels like it's pushed in your face, and you're kind of sitting there wondering, like, okay, like, what's the point of this? If it doesn't play any role in the story, then why is it being introduced? It really feels like it's being forcefully injected into the story just because. Now, I mean, if you have a story or a movie or something like that, and you want to tell a specific story, then cater the story to that specifically. Don't make it to the point where it's just like, the story's about this, but we're going to hit you with this real quick. We're going to inject that in there real quick and let it slide and marinate. And you're just like, nah, dude, because it feels out of place. You don't want your movie or your film or anything, any scene in your movie to feel out of place. It becomes noticeable. And if, for somebody that's like like I watch it, and I'm not trained to pick up on these things. I'm not one of those people that nitpicky and I'm like, oh, you know, I'm always looking for something where I feel like there's like this SJW agenda. I'm not like that, dude, like at all. So if I'm picking up on these things and I'm noticing it, then it must be overt. It's not covert, it's not subtle, it's not like a little bit of sprinkle. It is like in your face. And I'm just like, okay, dude, if you want to make a specific movie or you want to make a something that caters to it, then just do it. Like, stop making a thing and just be like, yo, I just want to add this in just because. Like, it's kind of annoying. And it's super like repetitive, and it's kind of getting like, okay, if this isn't season 3, then I'll really know that this is what it is. It's a straight up, here, take a daily dose of inclusivity. You know what I'm saying? So sorry I went on that rambling rant right now, but it's one of those things that bother me. As far as the finale, I mean, the finale was cool. I don't think it hit as well as even the season 1's finale was. You know what? These series, the one thing that has about these series, they finales don't be hitting like that. Like, I mean, I want to be like, yo, like when they reveal who's the person, like I want to be like, man, dang, that's crazy. But it's like, like, you know, like the first season I was like, okay, cool. You know, this season I was like, okay, cool. But the design of the killer, I don't know if there's a specific name for this killer, but I mean, it's pretty, like I said, if you've seen Urban Legend, you already know, dude. Trust me, when you see it, you're gonna be like, okay, I see what he's talking about. But overall, if I have to grade this series from a 1 out of 5, I'm probably gonna give it I might have to give it a 2.5 or a 3 for season 2. 2.5, 3, somewhere around there. It's not really hitting. Didn't hit as well as season 1. It digressed a little bit, and hopefully, just hopefully, they fix these mistakes in season 3. If you agree with what I'm saying, go ahead and drop it in the comment section. If you disagree with what I'm saying, drop it in the comment section. If you think I'm full of it, drop it in the comment section. I don't care, man. We can go back and forth all day. So with that being said, you are now exiting the Cinema Chop Shop, and hopefully I can get through season 3 without yakking on myself or something. But Let's see where it leads. Until next time. Adios.